Right, greetings everybody, and this is going to be a Wotv short video as we talk about everything that has been added in the most recent update about as quickly as we possibly can, depending on my internet connection. Alright, so starting off, let's start off with the new Water Elemental VC. Now, the new Holo VC that is essentially featuring Water Elemental characters. Now, we've talked about this in the previous video about the jobs that this is generally accepted with. You can see the icons right up here. Reaction block of 48, spirit penetration of 20, sub at 10, and an agility card. And really, I mean, if we look at the other stuff, we're looking at critical damage up on quest map only, magic up, and single target resistance for the specific unit in question that has it. This is a quest VC, but I have to say that it's quite a nice quest VC. And I would like to highlight that, once again, for 2k paid, you essentially get this at level 99. Now, this VC, I think, is really quite nice as a speed VC. I think it's generally strong enough to be recommended, especially if you have a party in mind with this. But in terms of other synergy, agility, while being the most important, is not necessarily the last thing you need to focus on. Either way, I'm quite happy to see a speed VC, and yeah, I think it's generally pretty good. Continuing on to the lesser and most definitely not free thing, they load to the new Halloween VC. Now again, we've talked about this in a previous video, and I think that in general, this VC is going to be sought after normally for an ability, which is what we really want. But there is a lot of nice stuff here, specifically reducing physical damage taken the larger the AoE size, human killer on magic attacks, which makes this quite nice for certain units which have magical synergy, such as the Red Mage Sword group. A few characters in there who wouldn't mind some extra attack up, and increase magic resistance. Excuse me, I have cat hair in my mouth. As for activated for arena maps only, magic up of 30%, sub it would be 15, but still quite high. And as for the character that has this equipped, you get 18% magic and this ability. The ability's range on it is quite nice. It is a double cast ability, so you have 2 uses of it. Decreases AoE resistance by 20 for 3 turns for targets, 175 mod, and increases the mod by 75% if there are more enemies, while also having a 25% chance to inflict slow. It's an extra ability, it's an extra offensive ability. Slow is quite nice for potentially countering haste, although at this point there are quite a few characters out there that just have haste cancellation on hit abilities, but it does have a really good mod on it. It is actually accessible potentially to a bunch of characters. It has no casting time. So I have to say this goes beyond just Halloween or new Halloween character of this year, and probably is a pretty sturdy recommendation for, you know, good VCs with the strong criteria of you have to be able to finish it before Halloween is over, and that is coming up sooner than you think. So be careful if you are going for the VC, but I do like it. Talking next, we have the Reliquary upgrade for Sword and Great Sword. Now, these two weapons are some of my more favorite. I love the design of both, and I even postulated the question to people about which one they would want to upgrade, if either. So death penalty. Now, the total thing, when a target is automatically killed, it has a couple of effects. Missile attack damage is at 20, critical damage is 20. Taking a look here, the attack has gone up to 233 for both magic and physical, so that's quite nice overall. Now, in terms of that ability, just give me 1 second to double check on a secondary source. Alright, and having double checked here, so death penalty does have, when an enemy is incapacitated, increase physical damage by 25% for 3 turns 1 time, or increase magical damage by 25% for 3 turns 1 time. When an enemy is incapacitated, you will also get an increase of CT of 1 time, which is actually, I have to say, just a really nice combination of effects on the gun. It would essentially be one of my highest choices for a gun-based character. Of course, at this point, we kind of want to see a new gun character to really go off on this, but I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. As for the upgrade to Save the Queen, not too terribly much difference. Physical damage reduction has been increased to 25% after taking damage 3 times, which is still very, very good at protecting a character from physical damage, and also gives an extra increase now of reaction block rate plus 30. So the upgrades for both of these weapons seem quite good, but since greatswords are just more prominent right now, that's probably the one you want to run. Now we both, of course, have nickel as well as dark Veritas, but we've already talked about them in previous videos, so we're not going to talk about them anymore here. The one thing I do want to bring up is the 5th anniversary countdown has been announced, starting off this weekend on JP and going till October 31st. There will be a daily quest for getting ready for the 5th anniversary, so we can probably expect a live stream announcement pretty imminently. As for, I believe, the last upgrade to do with this update, we have to go all the way into here and talk about Thunder Veritas, who has received her upgrade of having a limit burst now. So decreasing missile resistance by 38% for just this cast, as well as doing a 240 mod with a 67% chance of stun. Now, thankfully, this one is quite easy to do, even though I do not have it maxed yet because I'm not 100% sure. I do want to spend the resources. We can go in with Thunder Veritas and just check out the limit burst animation as a good way to close out the video. Taking off that. Now waiting for Thunder Veritas' turn, who is of course the last one, but before we do that, we do want animation down to about 1.5 times speed. Hopefully I'm not going to mess this up, but we will just test to make sure that animations are on. There you go. And now fire off Thunder Veritas' limit burst, which again, not leveled up yet, so don't take it too negatively on the damage. Absolutely really cool. Continue to love the limit burst animations. Can't wait to see the last two, which is Light Veritas and Dark Veritas, get their limit bursts in the coming months. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you next time.